Here we have Brellum's latest watch release. This is the Pandial Marina Bicompax Titanium Chronometer, and we have seen beautiful duo boxes, pan dials, and pilot pieces from this independent Swiss brand Brellum. I own the triple calendar moon phase, and I absolutely love wearing this elegant, complicated watch. But this Pandial Marina will have the same case as my TC moon phase, but this is crafted in grade 5 titanium, and it is very well executed. In fact, it looks exactly like my stainless steel TC moon phase when it comes to the dimensions, when it comes to the finish, even the tone of the metal. But this is grade 5 titanium, and it will be, or it is, 40% lighter, coming in at only 72 grams for the case and only 8 grams for this folding signed titanium clasp. And that's really light for a decently sized chronograph. This watch is not small, it's not diminutive, and I think that's a good thing. The watch is 43 millimeters in case diameter. It's 51.6 millimeters lug tip to lug tip, but it doesn't feel tall and top heavy. The mid case is 11.7 millimeters if you're not counting the dual box shaped crystals. But if you do include the dual box, that dimension is 15.9. I really enjoy the fit and the presence. I think this looks excellent on my 7.25-inch wrist. Now, I know a lot of you are familiar with Sebastian Mueller's excellent work, but for those of you that are new to Brellum, Brellum is a truly independent Swiss brand that is owned and operated by Sebastian Mueller, who is a fourth-generation Swiss watchmaker. He only makes 299 watches every year, and I think that his watches really punch far above the retail price. That's one of the things that draws me to Brellum as a watch fan. Brellum is the brand that I think you buy when you want a hand-assembled, luxury-level Swiss watch with a decorated chronometer caliber, but you don't want to spend traditional Swiss luxury pricing. Now, I was a longtime fan of the brand, and finally this year as a Brellum owner, I can say that these are well made. They're fully original when it comes to the designs, and they are very limited. Sebastian only makes a few of each design or each color, and then he moves on to the next model. So this titanium Bicompax is numbered at 46 pieces. And since this one is a press example, the serial number on the rotor says 0, but all production versions will have the proper number of the production run engraved into the rotor. And for reference, my TC moon phase was also done in 46 pieces, and I snagged number 45. Now, all Brellum watches will have fully decorated Swiss movements that are always certified by the COSC, and that's something that will not change. So Brellum is not going to start, kind of devaluing their expectations by offering non-decorated Swiss movements or Japanese movements, or not showing you the movement, or not certifying it a chronometer. They're always going to be fully decorated, and they're always going to be chronometers that you can see through an exhibition crystal. This one here is a Valjoux 7753 base movement, and it has a Glucidor balance, a Niverox hairspring, and a skeletonized rotor. I like seeing the purling on the movement plates, and I love seeing the heat-blued screws in the caliber. The best part, though, is viewing it expansively behind a box-shaped AR-coated sapphire crystal, and I think that's an underrated element of a Brellum watch. I don't see box-shaped reverse crystals very often, so it's fun to see it here on this Pandial Marina. Now, the action for the Valjoux chronograph is nice and crisp. The pump pushers are polished, they're easy to use, they're easy to grip. The dial comes in with a nice shade of medium blue, and it's layered with different finishes throughout. So the inner circle will have a raised wave pattern, and the outer track is just a simple sunray finish. You will also notice traditional concentric texturing on each dial sub-register, and those are surrounded by a substantive frame, which I feel complements the applied markers and the applied brand logo. Now, this is all viewed under a box-shaped sapphire crystal with solid ARC. Now, I think ARC really makes a noticeable difference when it comes to viewing the dial details and then reading the time at a glance. So I think this is an underrated aspect of what makes a great daily driver watch. And if this did not have good ARC, I don't think it would be quite as satisfying. Now, the chapter ring is blue to match the dial, and it does have a telemeter when it comes to the index work. If you go outside the crystal, there is an aluminum bezel insert, and this is also colored blue to match the dial, but the indexing is going to be a traditional tachymeter scale. I do think it would be nice to start seeing Brellum use ceramic bezels in the future. I personally don't mind aluminum. It has an attractive traditional look to it, but I always enjoy the gloss of ceramic and, of course, that lovely scratch resistance of the material. So perhaps that's something that Sebastian can look into for improving his products in the future. Rounding out this watch, there is a fitted strap that is made of a material called kneeboard tech. So that is comprised of a tight checkered weave upper. This is also blue to match the various aspects of the dial and the bezel. But on the underside, there is a light tan leather backing. This has silvered contrast stitch work in the blue areas. And the one nice thing about this is if you want to buy a Brellum, Sebastian has you specify if you want a standard medium length strap like this press example, or if you would prefer a long length like the handmade alligator leather that's found on my triple calendar moon phase. A lot of Swiss brands just give you a standard length strap, but as a watch fan with larger wrists, I do appreciate the consumer choice that comes at no extra premium. But speaking of the price, this watch retails for 3,250 Swiss francs, or about 3,385 United States dollars, just depending on the exchange rate. And you order directly from Brellum's website. Sebastian operates his independent brand free of authorized dealers, free of middlemen markups. This is a direct-to-consumer model. So I'll link his site and I'll link his social media in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions about this watch or maybe some questions for me as a Brellum owner. I'd be happy to try to answer those and just give you some additional information. I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more varied watch content. I cover everything from affordable micro brands to mainstream Seiko models, Longines, Omega, independent brands like Brellum, as well as the occasional high-end brand like Breguet or Vacheron Constantin. I try to bring the variety, so if you like watches, definitely tune in again.